everybody. So today's Saturday. That means it's time for family movie night. And we're continuing on. This is my last Jane Austen month for this year. And this is a series I've done for a long time, last like 6, 7 years, where we talk all things Jane Austen for the whole month of February. And this is going into March because February was just so crazy for me. And today I'm really excited because we are talking about Sense and Sensibility. And believe it or not, this film was actually made by Hallmark Channel in 2024. And I'm really bummed that this film didn't do better. It actually did. It was kind of a flop for Hallmark. The ratings were really bad. It was the worst ratings of the whole year, which is such a bummer because they definitely like really tried with this version of Sense Sensibility. And I mean, especially compared to what they usually do, the fact that they had like a costume drama and they had it all period set because they've done like other things with Jane Austen, but usually it's just in name only, like Pride, Prejudice, and Mistletoe, or Sense and Sensibility and Snowman, which have absolutely nothing to do with the actual stories. Like in Sense and Sensibility and Snowman, they don't even get the the correct like the high strung sister is named Eleanor, the less high strung sister is named Marianne, which makes no sense. So there's just no caring about the actual story in these modern adaptations, but in this they actually stayed incredibly close to the book. They included almost everything that's in the book. And they were definitely very inspired by Bridgerton. You could feel with the music, with the racially blind casting, with just the overall sort of feel of the movie. Definitely, you can see a Bridgerton inspiration. But I wish that they had allowed it to be a two-parter. And so that's the biggest problem with the movie is that it feels a little bit rushed. That you don't have any time to really like breathe with the characters because you're just moving on to the next plot point and the next plot point and the next plot point. But it's all there basically. I mean, they do manage to cram in a ton of this novel into this movie. And I would say that the cast is very strong. You have Deborah Ayorinde and Bethany Antonia playing the two sisters, and I think they're really good. And then Dan Jeanette as our Edward, so that's good. And you have the actor's name is Victor Hugo that's playing Willoughby, and he is very charming. And they do a good job building like what chemistry they can in the time that they can. I just wish that they had like a little bit more time with them, especially to build up the relationship between the two sisters. You just don't get very much time with them together. But I think that Danjana is good as Edward in this. You get the sense of duty and that he kind of feels trapped, and you can sense that here. And I think that it's just I also think it's just a really good story. I love Sense Sensibility. I it was the first Austen that I ever read, and I think maybe because I have three sisters, it's just a story that it's easy for me to connect with. And I was the more high strung of, and my sister was the more stable and kind and uh duty bound, I guess, is in of the two of us, and I was the more sort of emotional, I think, of the two. So I think that's why I always connected with this story, and you could definitely feel sort of connected to Marianne and the way that she learns over the course of the book and the movie, and the way that she grows to love and admire Eleanor, and for the steadiness and kindness and uh, for how unselfish that Eleanor is. And so that was definitely, something I've always liked. And I think they did a good job with that here. I have mixed feelings about the costumes. I admire that they went to such an effort, but they look a little Bo Peepy to me. They're like there's just a lot of fabric going on, and I think that you want to be historically accurate, but like you don't need to be perfectly historically accurate. Like that's the thing with Bridgerton. I mean, they've got glitter and ridiculous things that you would never have in the Regency era, but it works for the style of the piece. And these costumes just sometimes look a little bulky to me. But again, I do appreciate the efforts, and there are some nice costume moments in the film, and some nice settings that they everything was filmed at in England, and so I appreciate the work that they went to. And like I said, it's a good story, and even though it's a little rushed, I still think it's entertaining. I think it was actually better on the rewatch than the first time because I just kind of I wasn't reviewing it for the podcast, so I just kind of enjoyed it, and so I think I actually even liked it better this time than I did when I first saw it. So let me know what you think of this version of Sense Sensibility. Have you seen it? Did you like it? Where do you stand on it? I would love to hear your thoughts. And would you like Hallmark to keep doing more like this? I unfortunately did so bad that I don't think they will. But they used to do stuff like this all the time. They used to do period pieces. There's Old Fashioned Wedding and Old Fashioned Christmas and Love Comes Softly. That whole series, I love that whole series. So they used to do quite a few of these period pieces, but they haven't done them in a long time, and this was sort of a testing the waters, I think, for them. But I enjoyed it, and I would love for them to do more. So let me know what you think. Please like this video. Please subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate that. Check out the Patreon. That's the biggest way you can support everything I'm doing, and get to be a part of watch-alongs and other events. It's really fun. And then we have the merch store. We have some Jane Austen inspired merch in the merch store. So if you want to check that out. And thanks so much, everybody. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye.